What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. So actually just finished up with the guide trip today. If you cannot tell, it was absolutely freezing this morning. I've actually been home for the last couple hours, just letting the boat thaw out, getting the trolling motor thawed out, getting the Yamaha thawed out. It was absolutely brutal this morning, but obviously in the wintertime when the weather's like this and you're one of the first boats on the entire lake in like 5 days, the fishing was absolutely on fire. So yeah, to make a long story short here for the intro at home, Garmin did just release a big update a couple days ago, and that's something that I wanted to do a video on. So I figured while I had the rest of the day off today that I would run back out to the lake and do it. A couple things that I want to mention before we get started on the video though, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hop in the truck and make my way out there, and we'll talk about it on the way there. All right, guys, so I guess if you're just here for the Garmin update information, you can go ahead and skip ahead a little bit, but just wanted to give a big fat shout out and big fat thank you to everyone that came out to the first Kansas City Fishing Expo. That was a couple weeks ago now. If you guys watched my last video, you'll have known that was before the Fishing Expo, and then Danny and I just got back from Florida last weekend. Just been back to work guiding this week, but just wanted to make sure that all of you guys, all you YouTube subscribers that came out to either book a trip or just say what up and enjoy the Fishing Expo. All you guys that came out, thank you guys so much. That was an absolute blast. Literally could not have asked for anything more. I think I booked like just a hair over 20 trips for the weekend, so pretty dang good if you ask me. But obviously the highlight of my entire weekend at the Fishing Expo is meeting all of you guys, so thank you guys so much. So that will lead me, now that I'm at the boat ramp, into my next point. Why is that all so wet and just a sheet of ice? Okay, so I know there's a lot of people out there that maybe don't fish in the wintertime and don't know about this, but in this state, in this area of the state, and on this lake in particular, I'm sure it happens in other places, for the love of God, drain your trailer at the end of the boat ramp. Right now, it's hard to tell, but that is a complete sheet of ice right there, because of all these boats in the parking lot right here that literally just take their trailer right out, dump the whole thing full of water. And I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure that when the temperatures are below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, water actually freezes. And I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh, all Brian likes to do is complain about things. He likes to complain about people fishing on top of him and this and that. Well, guess what? When you do that, that just affects me. But when you do that, that affects everyone that tries to fish this time of year. So seriously, it's not that hard, and it only takes about 30 seconds when you're pulling your trailer out. Pull it to where the wheels, just at the end of the ramp, just like that, and then just sit here. And do you see what happens? Your trailer is draining all of your water into the water and not soaking the entire boat ramp. I promise you, it just takes like 30 seconds. I know everyone's so excited to get their 3-man limit of crappies in the wintertime, but I promise you, it's okay if you spare 30 seconds to drain that water into the water and not all over the boat ramp to create a giant sheet of ice for everybody else. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk about boat ramp etiquette. Now let's go update our units and get to fishing. Icy, still pretty icy in some spots. All right, guys, well, we made it out to the spot here, just kind of fishing some like ate up community area because it's got lots of brush and lots of fish on it. But yeah, it will be a good starting point for us to kind of discuss the new Garmin update, which they just came out with a couple days ago. So if you guys are wondering, the software update that you're looking for on your unit is 19.10. This update is available for all EchoMap Plus UHD units and above. That includes GPS map units. If you guys just have a regular EchoMap Plus unit that is non-UHD, this update will not be available for you. But again, 19.10 is the one that you're looking for. You guys can update your graph using the Garmin Active Captain app. If you have everything synced to your phone, you can do it Bluetooth, or if you're old school, you can do it with an SD card from the Garmin website, which I will link that update down below if that's how you guys choose to do it and not do it through your phone on the Active Captain app. But yeah, and talking about the update, before we get started, let's just take a look at this brush pile here, because it has Tons of fish on it. Screen looks super awesome. I'm trying to stay outside of that glare. So I guess that being said, I am running again the EchoMap 106 SV Ultra in the front of the boat here. If you guys have a GPS map unit, the menus will look a lot different at the bottom. I do not have a GPS map unit yet, but I foresee that coming in the future to run in the front of the boat. But if you guys have the EchoMap Ultra units, everything will look the same. So in keeping with the update, the biggest thing that everyone has been talking about the last couple days is the color limit feature that is now available in your sonar setup options for LiveScope. So when we are talking about color limit, let's just go to that option real quick. So if you guys are on your LiveScope screen and you hit menu and then go down to sonar setup and then go up to appearance. Oop, that's layout. Go up to appearance. You will see the new under color gain. Your new option under color gain is color limit. So just as kind of like an explanation before we actually go through that setting and what it does, color limit now allows you to crank up your gain on the unit without sacrificing a ton of noise on the screen. So for example, before the color limit option was out, I was running my gain like probably anywhere between like 54 and 60%, just depending on the water conditions that day. If I got any higher than like 60%, you had so much noise on the screen, which is pretty common with any gain setting. The higher you crank that up, the more noise you're gonna have on the screen. It's just not gonna be as crisp of a picture. But with that color limit option, that now allows you to crank your gain all the way up from like 70 to 100%. And the more you increase that color limit, the less interference and noise that you're gonna have on the screen. So let's go into the settings and kind of show you how that works. So again, because everyone on this channel talks about, especially old people, talk about how fast I talk and go through the settings, we go to menu, sonar setup, appearance, color limit. So let's just for example say, so right now, if we go back to my main screen, you'll see that my gain is set at 70%. So for reference, let's go to menu, sonar setup, appearance, color limit. So my color limit right now is set at 54% and my gain is at 70. Let's drop that color limit all the way down to 0. Crank the gain up from 70 some more. See all that clutter on your water column part of the screen, everything's super blown out. So now that our gain is at 84%, let's go back to the color limit option, which is now still at 0%. Let's crank that color limit all the way up. Wow. That is quite the difference right there, ladies and gentlemen. But that being said, there are a couple caveats to the color limit setting that you want to know about before cranking that all the way up. The one thing that I've noticed so far in the last like 24 hours of using this update is if you have your gain cranked all the way up to 100, or let's say like 80 to 100% like I have right now, and then crank that color limit up. I'm not gonna say the name of the competitor, but that screen right there that we're looking at looks pretty similar to another competitor's version of LiveScope and does not look half as good. So really the key with the color limit setting is learning how it affects your picture and adjusting both your gain and your color limit accordingly. So if we go back to the screen, I've got my color limit at 62%. I can make it even higher. You see how much detail you lose the higher up you crank that color gain? Yeah. That looks like a LiveScope competitor's version. I'm not even gonna say what. So what I found to be my best setting so far is bringing that color gain up to 54%. And then you go back to your home screen. My gain is at 84% right now. Bring that gain right down to about 70. That is exactly the picture that you want. Again, it all kind of depends on water clarity, water color, various things like that. But for me, your gain set at 70 and your color limit set right in the mid 50s is just about perfect. It still gives you extremely good resolution with the gain cranked up. So all the guys that are talking about having trouble seeing their jigs, being able to crank that gain up and adjust the color limit accordingly is really gonna help you out in the long run. Not to mention the setting that's been around forever, the one that I always talk about in my LiveScope videos, the color gain. My color gain is at 90% my color limit is at 54%, and my gain is at 70. So again, that is the rundown of settings for the new 19.10 LiveScope Garmin update. Highly, highly recommend getting on your units right now and making sure all your units are updated, because that setting right there will help you guys out so much in the long run, especially crappie fishermen who are fishing jigs way smaller than mine, you know, like 16th, 1/32 ounce jigs that cannot see their jigs. Being able to crank that gain up and adjust your color limit is gonna help you out immensely. So that being said, I decided to come back out after a guide trip this morning and freeze, because it is definitely still probably only like 33 degrees right now. You guys can see I've got a huge ice sheet behind me. Thankfully, that one up there I don't think will reach us just yet. But yeah, I figure while I'm out here, I'm gonna rig up the second GoPro and catch a couple fish to kind of show you guys how those settings work in real time, instead of all the other videos that I've seen on this update so far who are just dicking around in their garage on simulator mode. We're actually gonna fish. So let me get this stuff rigged up and see what we can make happen. I'm pretty sure we're gonna catch a bunch of fish on this one, but we're not gonna put them all on there. We're gonna make this a short video. Anyway, let's get things rigged up and start fishing. Bye. All right, well, in true Brian style, I have nothing that I need to film. I've got my GoPro on the LiveScope rigged up on a janky tripod situation that I'm currently holding up with my leg. And I also have my GoPro on my head because I forgot my chest mount. But we're just out here to do a little live action of the new Garmin update, hoping to just catch a couple crappies. As you guys can see, there's tons of them, but it's late in the day. Oh, I have one on. I should probably reel it in. That would be keeper number one. Not out here to keep any fish, just want to show you guys what the new update does live in real time. But that would be a little 11-inch eater right there. So hopefully the footage turns out. I apologize for not being prepared, but I did feel obligated to get a video out about this. Somebody in the Garmin Fishing Electronics Facebook group even called me out by name, asking if I was going to do a video on this. So with my guide schedule so packed, I feel like I had to. And if you guys can't see, we're currently having ice issues right now, big time ice issues. This ice sheet blew in out of nowhere, so I'm glad we caught one, because I'll be right back. All right, well, we're set back up here. I'm gonna try my best to stay out of the glare and get the best angle for you guys. But I mean, as you can see, with those settings that I gave you guys, I mean, you should be absolutely dialed on this. I mean, we could crank the gain up more than 70 and it would be still awesome. I'm trying to catch this fish that's following my first jig. Eat it. And I got him. Freaking got him on the silver and chartreuse. Swing him in. That would normally be a red and chartreuse, but the one that I had rigged up just happened to be silver. He wanted it and he crushed it. So again, we'll catch a couple more just to kind of show you guys what's going on and just get out of here. Whew. Guys, there are so many funny things about this video that I don't even know if I'll show all of them. Going from completely dropping my GoPro in the water to just everything happening all at once because it's freezing cold. And catching a bunch of crappies with the new LiveScope update. Keeper number 3. I think I only said we were gonna do 5, but maybe we'll do a couple more. I don't know how this footage is turning out, but the point of this whole video is please update your Garmin units for LiveScope to utilize the color limit feature, because I feel like I already had really good picture before, but now my picture is even better. And we've got keeper number 4. Nice 12-incher right there, right back down. So if you guys know what lake I'm on, go ahead and come and fish the community piles, because they got fish on them. I could literally limit out in about 30 minutes. Oh, except for that one, that was number 5 and I missed him. So here, let's just for reference, since my jigs are kind of out of the fish, but whoa, doesn't seem to matter. Let's bump that gain up. So my gain's at 75 with the color limit at 54, and it's still, I mean, the picture's still super crispy clear, and it looks good, but even still, I mean, it still kind of has that look about it to where it looks like one of the competitors, but it still looks pretty damn good. Got one. Another one, another small keeper. As you guys can see, we're dodging some major ice sheets, but I am gonna dial that gain back down to about 70, 69, because obviously. But yeah, things are good. The audio is gonna be bad, but I have another fish on because unfortunately my windscreen is soaked because my GoPro fell in the water, and things are kind of jury-rigged right now. But hopefully you guys get the point of the whole video, which is the color limit update, and with these 1/8 ounce jigs, how easy it is to dial things in. I'm stuck on the ice. Look at that. Can you guys see the fish? Oh, I still got him. That's a good one too. Wow, what a gong show. I try to come out for 30 minutes and make a video and drop my GoPro in the water, and everything is just crazy. Ice sheet blowing in right on the spot. This is insane. All right, guys, well, that is just gonna about wrap it up for me today. I never thought that coming out for like 1 hour to make this video is gonna turn out to be such a gong show. But the point of the whole video was to explain to you why you should update your Garmin unit and why this update is so big. So I hope I was able to convey that, as well as get some fishing in. I just wanted to be out here and showing you live in real time on the water why this update is important. So if you guys have an EchoMap Plus UHD and above, or a GPS map unit, please definitely use the Garmin Active Captain app on your phone, or go to the link down below and download the update to your micro SD card and update your unit, because I feel like for a lot of the guys that are having issues seeing their jig, or just seeing what you feel like you should be seeing underwater with LiveScope, this update is going to help you immensely. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am booked solid for a while, so it was really a stretch for me to get out this afternoon and make this one. So I hope I will see you guys soon. But thank you guys so much again for tuning in. And thank you again to everyone that came out to the National Fishing Expo in Kansas City. It was great to meet you guys. I've got maybe a few more crappie to catch, and maybe potentially another video to make while we've got this ice here. So I will see you on the next video.